How's it going, everyone? I'm Contemption. We're going to talk about my free-to-play account today. Yes, there's been a slight delay between videos, but I took on a home project and just have not had time. But let's get through the intro. I'm going to go over everything on this account, where we're at, how we got here. Could it be better? I think so, but I'll talk about all of that. Let's get through it. Here we go. Okay, so I have been busy in-game and outside of game. I've been doing a reno, like I've said. It's taken up all my time and energy. So by the time I get home from work, I do the reno, and then there's just no energy to record, edit, post, do a thumbnail, all of that fun stuff. But today I decided I will record before I start doing some work at home, edit afterwards, and hopefully that will be the way I do it from now on, so there won't be a big delay between videos moving forward. In game, I've been super busy on both of my accounts. I actually migrated my main account just to a different kingdom for no reason. On the previous kingdom I was in, 2563, but the new kingdom I went to, which is I think 2516, I apologize if I get that wrong, but I'm still new to the kingdom. They're going into the new KVK mode. So that was super exciting. I also got a really good MGE spot. Well, the best MGE spot where I'll get Hera, Heraculous. I'm probably saying the name wrong, but you guys all know that I pronounce things terribly anyways. And then I also got my other account in the middle of KVK, Heroic Anthem, Season of Conquest. It's almost done Flavius. It has Flavius Scipio. Really good combo. I've been working Garrison on that account. I've been pushing Crystal Tech with Barbs, so very busy on both of my other accounts, but I, of course, still make sure I have enough time for this account. I burn action points all the time. I'm grabbing runes. I'm doing events to the best of my ability. I will likely finish this because it just so happens my wall, level 22, I believe. Yeah, level 22 wall just finished. So I should be able to get this, but I'm not using speed ups on buildings. What I'm doing, and we'll go over all of my items, but I just want to talk about this quickly because I think it's super important, is I am saving my speed ups for when we have the Lost Temple. So the reason being with the Lost Temple, now that we have the Shrine of War, which I believe is this one, I wanted to wait for the troop training plus 10%. That's very important. We have it now. That's where you want to train in. Whichever alliance has the Shrine of War, that's where you want to train. The Lost Temple, the reason for this is there's kingdom buffs. You're going to want that 10% mobilization for war. Very important. There's also the titles of Duke, another 10%. So in my opinion, you should be waiting if you're struggling to keep up with power. And that is something that I have had a problem with, is trying to stay in top 200. I think the only reason I could be in a main alliance is if I stay in top 200, because there is some significantly powerful alliances in this kingdom, and it should be really good. But I think if I'm in the top 200, my place in the #1 alliance should be secured. At least that's my mentality. It might be different for each kingdoms, but that's why I'm saving speed ups. I think it's super important to wait. I still have to do T4 archers, but I will get there. I'm not going to push those. I'm going to mostly push infantry. I'm going to try and get 1 million T4 infantry and like 300,000 T4 cavalry. That will be awesome for KVK. And I think it'll be doable because I'm not pushing research or buildings as much. So there's still, of course, going to be finishing these. I've done this up to 5. I think that's important to grab some more march speed because you're moving around all the time in this game, and that saves you time. These are very important. So I'm going to get my city hall to level 23 so I can get my academy to level 23 so that I can grab these. Now I think medical corps is level 24. You kind of need to get there for open field fighting, but I can't remember. We'll get here and then we'll see how hard it is to get here. I pushed this far on my last free-to-play account, but then I didn't have enough troops to use the research, so what was the point? That's where I'm at on this account. I'm going to push troops and not as much research and not as much buildings. I believe I was CH25 on my free-to-play, maybe CH24, but I think I got to CH25, which I shouldn't have done. Really, with expansion at 50%, you're still going to be running around with what, 290, 280,000 troops per march. That's still fantastic. Okay, let's talk about my items. Resources, again, like I've said, I like to audit my resources to make sure I'm farming properly. And I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but if you're looking just at your storehouse up here and okay, maybe you think you need wood, food, or gold or something, but you haven't actually looked in here and compared what you actually have, you might be farming wrong. It's a weird concept, but it's worked for me, and I'm going to keep doing it because then I know what I need to farm for my next buildings. I know what resources I can use. Sometimes I'll bump these down and I'll just use extra resources. I'm not worried about my city getting rallied, just so that I can quickly look at these. I'll drop this another 1,000 later so that they're comparable. So I know how many resources I have and what I should be working. I know that these are 15, these are the same. My 50,000 are relatively close. It looks like I have more food than wood. It's just good things to know. These, as I said in previous videos, only gold. These are saved for gold. You're going to need a lot of gold for research. You're going to need it for, if this is your main account, future T5. I just highly suggest you keep these unless you're pushing for an event. It could make sense, but try and save those. Speed ups, like I said, I'm not using these right now. I might use a few before bed. If I know that, this is going to be done in 3 hours, I'll speed it up beforehand so that I'm not losing those 5 other hours that I'm sleeping. If I'm sleeping for 8 hours, you're going to lose them because they're not training. It's not going to be training. So speed it up before you go to bed. You're trying to save time. It's like I've said on the academy building, I always speed that up. I'll grab a rune. As soon as I get all my helps, I will speed it up because if you leave this for a day, you're losing a day of research. You're fighting time here. That's what you're fighting. This alliance is fantastic. I have gotten a ton of speed ups from the alliance, so thank you very much. 6FF5. I'm sorry, I don't remember alliance names very well because I am in quite a few different alliances. Okay, speed ups, we've talked about saving them up. These you're going to need eventually, trust me, for field fighting. That's why I will have France, because you're going to need it. If you're planning to do open field fighting and not just filling rallies and garrisons, you're going to need healing speed, and France is the way to go. Right here, you get an extra 20%. Highly suggest it right now. Obviously, I'm Germany. You can be Britain as well, but Germany I think is best because you have the action point recovery. Fantastic. Like this civilization is what you should use in off season if you have enough civilization changes. Let's go into boosts. I buy from the mysterious merchant. I don't get these. I don't need them, right? Like I will use them occasionally. Do I have them right now? I could use them right now because it's just after reset. You'll get some from events. If there's a time where you have a large amount of resources and you're, just wanting to buy it, then go ahead from the mysterious merchant. It's not a bad grab, but it is expensive for 300,000 food or wood. It's pretty expensive. I just typically, did I just use it? Yeah, I just out of habit, I use these things. So I don't even remember that I use them. I get these from the mysterious merchant. Definitely worth it. It helps you get your daily chest here. You want to make sure you're getting to 100 out of 100. I think that's without say every day. That should be easy to do. You should have that down packed by now. These army expansions I think are fantastic. You're going to need these. Basic army expansions are fine too. For KVK Season 1, really, if you have anything more than 200,000 troops out in open field, you'll do just fine. The attack and defensive buffs are something I'm probably going to buy during More Than Gems. Now, most of it will be towards VIP, but there is, I don't even have it yet. I should have VIP 10 though. You're gonna want to get this. Now, you could use the 5%. It's not that bad, but for KVK Season 1, an extra 5% is really gonna help. So I will buy these in the future. I don't know when More Than Gems is coming, but as you can see, I have enough to do 25,000 gems each day. That'll go all towards VIP 10, where I will get my 1 legendary commander sculpture a day, which will be awesome. A little bit of training speed as well. Very good. Building speed. I could use all of that. No, even if I could reach it right now, I wouldn't push it because I'm going to get a lot. More than gems should have already been here by now. We're on day 52 and we haven't seen it yet. I hope it's coming soon. When? I don't know. I don't have an answer. Lilith always changes the dates. We might have missed it with the last holiday event because the kingdom was still too new. I don't know when it's coming. But the VIP 9, the reason I am there is because of the Alliance. The gold chests have been popping VIP points. Can I even show you when's there's some VIP points there. That was from Stone. There's some 3 hours. There's a lot. I just can't stand. Lilith, please, let us exchange them for Alliance credits or something. They're absolutely useless. What? You can't even use a defensive or attack buff while you have them on. Ridiculous. Absolutely awful. Yeah, there's a lot of chests in here. It all helps, and I'm very grateful. More speed ups. This is why I can hoard speed ups right now, is because of this alliance. Very much appreciated. You should be in the main alliance by now. If not, top 3, still great. You're all going to be fighting as one kingdom in KVK anyways. But if you can get into the top alliance, it more than likely means you're going to get more chests, which is going to help. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, if we could get rid of both of these in Alliance Reclaim Shop, that would be fantastic. I just highly suggest it. I don't suggest spending these unless they're on passports, and I know that may sound kind of weird, but you never know when something's going to go bad. And I just mean I've seen enough civil war in peaceful kingdoms to know that you should be sitting on passports. It's just, I've been playing this game for, I think, over 1,750 consecutive login days on my main. Just save it for passports. That's, if you're going to take anything from this video, buy passports from the Alliance shop. That's it. Okay, next thing, equipment. We will go over this because I have been working it a little bit and I kind of changed my mind a bit. So here's what I'm thinking. For Perseles, I actually crafted Quinn's Soul. I don't think I'll be able to specialize it. If I get lucky from the crystal keys, maybe I'll get some and I'll be able to push it. I'm going to put a lot of attack on Perseles and Joan. That's going to be one of my main marches for KVK Season 1. Obviously, I have a lot of experience tomes and skills to increase, but I'll get there. I think a lot of attack on this march is going to do really well. I don't think Perseles is going to be a big target. I think even when he is, if you have a lot of attack, it also means counterattack. So it's going to hopefully give me good reports. So I'm going to get maybe, what's the helm called for infantry? Why have I forgotten? No, that's the wrong building, derp. Let's go into helms. I should know this off. Witch's lineage. If I get lucky, I'll craft that as well. I'm going to go full attack, and I don't typically do that. I typically stay with health and defense, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to specialize this. That'll give me 8%. What's this at? 3.5%. I'll probably change this up a little bit, but I'm going to stick to all attack if I can. For my Bjorn or Bjorn or whatever his name is, this guy, I don't want to say I don't know. It sounds weird. For Bjorn and Sun Tzu, I'm going to do health and defense because they're going to be targeted, especially if you use Sun Tzu primary. Everybody knows he's AoE, very strong. You're going to get hit faster than most likely Perseles. However, I could be wrong. We'll see. What I plan on doing is having Perseles Joan, Bjorn, Sun Tzu. That's it. Those are my 2 open field marches. As for filling rallies with cavalry, I'll send Double C. He's not going to have any gear, but I'll make him as fast as I can with the mobility. Grab as much march speed as I possibly can because you don't need to get to your allies' building super quickly, but when the rally's hitting the enemy flag in enemy territory and it cancels early because you don't want to let it die, you cancel when it's under 1 million. KVK, you're probably going to cancel under 500,000. But then your march is heading home and you want it to head home fast because otherwise the enemy's going to swarm it and you're going to have a bigger hospital bill. It's not nice. So I suggest having one good cavalry commander with the mobility tree, whether it's Double C or Belisarius. Both are fantastic. Just keep in mind you're going to want to get out of enemy territory very quickly. If you're rallying their cities, even more so, you're going to be on long marches. You're going to want to get home fast. You're going to want to be in front of that pack so you don't get swarmed, or if you do get swarmed, you're able to get out of there quickly. Okay, back to items. Oh, actually, equipment. I should talk about cavalry, because I have had people in game and on YouTube ask me what kind of gear I would use for cavalry. For a free-to-play cavalry march, I would probably use, let's just go to commanders real quickly because I have them here. I would use Pelagius primary and probably Baybars secondary because of the AoE. You could use Belisarius as a primary, but he doesn't have the skill or support tree, so your skills aren't going to go off nearly as frequently. That's same with Double C. You won't have Mina because you're free to play. So I highly suggest Pelagius Baybars. It's a good march, but the gear you're going to want is health and defense. That's probably for every march except for my experiment on Persiles here. So Vanguard set, no brainer. Easy to specialize, super cheap. The amount of stats you get is mind-blowing. So you even get this Vanguard set for 2%. The pants come with, 4 attack, 1 health. You specialize it, it's a little bit higher. Highly suggest using the Vanguard set. Free to play. Even if you're low spending, mid spending, I wouldn't suggest going for this. It's great, but to specialize it is going to take you time and a lot of gold. So Vanguard, no issues with that. For helm, Expedition War Helm, awesome. Cheap to craft, 8% defense once it's specialized. You can go for the Abyssal Visage or whatever it's called. You get it for free from quests. You can do it. It's attack though. It's not defense. You could do Windswept as well. Again, attack. But you get march speed and you get set bonuses. I would stay away. I'd get the Expedition War Helm. That's just my opinion. Dark Lord is what I would go with if you can. You can get these from Barbarian Keeps. If this is your main account, you should 100% be grinding Barbarian Camps and Keeps. Maybe just the Keeps nowadays. The camps only give you Silent Trial and like fragments of the infantry shield, which doesn't really matter anymore. Silent Trial, I don't suggest anymore. It's just not worth it. By the time you craft it or spend that much time grinding it, you're going to want to dismantle it for a Season of Conquest accessory. It's just the way it is. So Dark Lord's fantastic. If you don't have that, Windswept is great too. Once you specialize, it's like 6% defense. Nothing wrong with that. But I do like Dark Lords. Gloves wise, it should be the Isets. 100% specialized. You get health and attack. Both great for cavalry. You can use this. Windswept, again, march speed, set bonus, health. Nothing wrong with that. Pants, we already talked about. Vanguard. If it wasn't Vanguard, what would you... Oh, I guess, you know what? Gladiators is absolutely the next best step. So 8% health specialized. That's, I think, 10.5. Definitely. Gladiators for sure, but there's nothing wrong with the Vanguard set for KVK Season 1. Yes, upgrading it to Gladiators when you can. Great. I guess it comes for free, or I got lucky with a crystal key. Not sure. Cloud Racers, not bad. It's attack. It's good to have. You can do Windswept. It's health. Your choice. As for archers, because I don't want to leave people out on archers, you're going to want to go for the Revival set. That's for archers, 100%. For the weapon, you're going to want to grab Staff of the Lost. No brainer. You can eventually work your way up to Golden Age, but nothing wrong with Staff of the Lost. That covers the helm, the chest piece, the gloves. Where are you here? Yeah, that's Revival set. Pants is Revival. Boots are fantastic. Health. Flame Treads. Hopefully you get lucky or you get this from equipment. Very good. Specialize it. Fantastic piece. Okay, that's enough about equipment. Let's talk about others. Haven't been getting too lucky with these chests, but you know, it's hit or miss. I need to work on the expedition a little bit. It's not very high. I've been slacking there. I know it. Kingdom map, I can grab some universals from that because I've explored everything. I've got a lot of action points. I'm going to spend action points on Marauders. It's great value. Highly suggest it. You can save them for Lost Kingdom as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Gold keys, I use them every 10. Haven't gotten super lucky. I should probably save them longer, but it is what it is. Experience tomes go real quickly. I'm pushing the best I can, but I'm not grinding barbs right now. So I'll have time to push my levels later, whether I do Guardians in Lost Kingdom, where you really get the value for experience points. I'll probably not do those, to be totally honest. I'll just burn action points. I'm over Guardians. Guardians no longer, I don't know, interest me at all. They used to work with Trophy Hunter, and that was where you would grind them. And it also used to work with Strategic Reserve. They drop chests. I used to love Guardians, but Lilith took that away. It is what it is. Here are all of my items if you want to see them. Don't think it's anything special. That's it. Again, free to play. I'll show this. I do not have Mina. I have not bought anything. I haven't bought anything on my farm either, in case anyone thinks that I'm buying things on my farm and sending it to myself. That wouldn't make sense. I'd rather spend my money on my main accounts, to be 100% honest. Okay, that's that. I'm going to work things. I like joining Barb Fort rallies. It allows me to jump back and forth between accounts. Also, because I'm giving this account away, I'll say it clearly because we're at the end of the video and most of the people have already left. I'm giving away this account, so I am working on my castle. So whoever I give this to has a leg up, because you're going to want to get T5 on this account. If it becomes your main, you can start buying on it. It's your account then. You're not working on books so much. So I'm trying to join Barb Forts as often as possible. Also gives you good experience, gives you, those chests for resources. It's fantastic. Anything else I should go over? I don't think so. Again, really appreciate the alliance I'm in. Thank you guys. This kingdom has been fantastic. Super peaceful, friendly. People post links to runes when you ask, or they have markers for them. Zero complaints. Thank you guys very much for having me in this kingdom. I hope that afterwards I can migrate one of my accounts here. That is the goal after KVK Season 1. I hope to migrate a main here. I'll apply. I'll do whatever is required and hopefully get one of those 30 spots. I don't think I'll have an account strong enough to use one of those special migration tickets. You get 3, 4, maybe 5 of them because they reset 1 per month. But I'll try and get in for KVK Season 2 here. I think it would be a lot of fun. And both of my accounts are stacked for KVK Season 2, so it doesn't matter which one I bring. That's it, you guys. I hope that was good. It's 22 minutes. That's not too bad. I have a long weekend this weekend, which I totally forgot about, but a friend just reminded me. I will make sure I am recording on my other accounts. I 100% have to go over my alternate T5 account in 20. Oh, why am I forgetting the numbers right now? Oh, terrible. My secondary T5 account, which is in KVK Heroic Anthem, doing Garrison. I'll have that. And then my my main account, I will also have a video on that as we jump into the new KVK. I think it'll be very interesting to see how it works. I'm interested in it, and I think it'll be very exciting. But there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, and it won't be as long, I promise. I will record this weekend a few times. So until then, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the game, guys. See you later.